you own it. Let every mile bring a smile, yeah.
Welcome to the Road to Life podcast, the show for married entrepreneurs who want to build a thriving marriage and a thriving business. We're your hosts, Meredith and Craig, relationship experts and entrepreneurs ourselves. We know firsthand that your business will only grow as strong as your marriage does.
On this podcast, we share real stories, practical tools, and honest conversations to help you strengthen your relationship, fuel your business, and build a life you love together. Let's dive in. Welcome back to another episode of the Road to Life podcast with Meredith and Craig.
You got us, just us this week. Old school. Recap 2025 as we're, coming to the end of the year. It's always nice to look back on the year and celebrate the wins and take the lessons to 2026. Learn from the bruises and take them into 2026. I find it to be just a naturally kind of reflective time of year as the year's winding down. I find myself just naturally kind of looking back on what did we accomplish and what did we learn. And I think it's actually really beneficial also to do it because one, you want to make sure you're taking the lessons with you so that you don't have to learn them again because
the universe has a way of teaching you the lesson over and over and over again until you
get it. So if we can try and get them as early in the process as possible, like identify them and take them with us, maybe we don't have to learn them again.
Yeah.
So I think that's helpful. And two, I think it's really helpful to look back on all the wins and all the things you've accomplished in 2025 or in the previous year.
Builds momentum.
Builds a ton of momentum. And we forget, like recency bias, we're humans, and we forget how cool January was when we're in December. But it just helps to systematically go back through the year and identify the highlights. And you can learn from the highlights too. Take the lessons from the highlights, take the lessons from the lowlights, but identify all those celebrations and all those wins to really pump your own tires going into 2026.
So if this is a recap of the year episode, if you will, where we're going to share a little bit about what we got up to. We shared it along the way, but we'll recap it and also the lessons that we're taking into 2026.
So you want to start with the wins, the 2026 wins?
Let's do it.
We wrote a book.
Yeah, we did write a book.
Woo! We wrote a book, edited a book, formatted a book, and launched a book. And of all those 4 parts, writing was the easiest.
It was the easiest. And yeah, I just got asked this question actually online. Someone asked me, you wrote a book together. How was that? Actually, it was a lot different than I expected. The writing part was the easiest part, to your point. And I think it just naturally flowed for us. Like we just found the parts that were meant for us and we just naturally gravitated towards those. So it wasn't as bad as you'd think. I make the joke that if you want to really test your relationship, write a relationship book together, but it really wasn't. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And it's launching in January.
January 14th. Mark your calendars. The book is available. It's available for Kindle pre-order right now. Don't worry. We'll drop the link in the show notes. Shameless plug.
And even if you don't have a Kindle, just order it anyway for $1.99. It helps us out because it's not about the $1.99 in any way, shape, or form. And if $1.99 is an issue for you because of the time of year and all that stuff, just let us know and we'll send you $1.99. But what it does is it helps us to be able to get a bestseller tag on the book, which then will help other people who maybe aren't as familiar with us make the decision to this is an interesting concept. Oh, it's a bestseller. Maybe I should get this book. And then it helps our mission of helping more people. And if you get the Kindle version, just reach out to us. Send us an email at hello@rotolifecoaching.com and we'll get you a paperback. So the $1.99 is well spent. I promise. So yeah, and that's not the only book we wrote.
That's right.
We wrote 3 other books. We were participants in 3 books, in 4 books this year. You want me to go over them with you?
No.
Let's recap for McKay's sake. Let's just remind Mare where we are with the books. Born to Risk, we wrote a chapter in that book.
Award-winning authors. Thank you very much.
Yep. The Awaken.
Yep. Best-selling authors now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we've written a chapter in a relationship book that I forget the name of, but it's coming out in February.
Relationship Roadmap.
Launching in February. So, and then the 200%
And then our
marriage.
own book, The 200% Marriage.
So
Your winning playbook to be an unstoppable team.
Correct. So that's 4. We launched a Mastermind this year.
Yeah, we did. We launched a Mastermind. That was one of the January, recency bias kicking in.
That was a long time ago. But you know what? It's been a really crazy fantastic year in the Mastermind. I think we've created a really safe space. We recorded 4 courses live with the Mastermind members, and we met every week on Friday to go through people's wins and struggles and things that they need momentum and help and support with. And so it's been a really cool journey. The Mastermind's been a really great experience. It's one of the things I'm most proud of.
Me too.
Proud of it. The book is really great. I'm really, really proud of that. The Mastermind is another one that I'm really, really proud of this year. The safe space that's been created and the momentum that the members have had, and the wins and the celebrations and the growth they've experienced is top notch.
Fantastic. Also, all of our Mastermind members got a holiday surprise in their inbox today with a personalized poem and hype video for 2026. Woo woo!
That's right. So if you want a hype video and a poem customized to you,
then link in the show notes. Shameless plug. Another win, and I won't get specific, but we've literally changed people's lives this year. And we've heard about it in a lot of places.
Yes.
And every time, I love hearing it every time. It never gets old.
It's why we do what we do, to change lives. And I'm super pumped that, we've definitely gotten some feedback, a lot of feedback this year that we've done that. Yeah. And that's exciting.
Very exciting.
What else? We took another level in our health this year.
Yeah, that was my next one too.
We did the 8-week transformation, getting buff, took our nutrition to another level where we've, really honed in on what we're putting in our body with macros and tracking that. We've not really went to that level. We've always, recently we've been eating healthy, whatnot, but really tracking it took it to another level. So I think we unlocked something in our health this year.
Totally. Yeah. I feel great about that. Also, the last year has been among the hardest, I would say, for me.
Yep. Yeah. On a personal level, it was a tough year for sure. Absolutely.
I had some of the hardest conversations I've ever had in my life in the last 12 months or so. And that's a giant win.
It is a giant win. The tough conversations have to happen. That's how you grow. That's how you move forward. And to not have them is to almost sacrifice a little bit of who you are.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud that we've moved through some of those moments. And obviously losing your dad over this last year, it was extremely tough. Last time we did this, it was still very fresh. He had just passed away. And so now it's been a year of life without him, and definitely a challenge. And not only just on a personal level, but challenges, in conversations in the business and just things that we've had to overcome this year without getting into too many specifics about others. It's been challenging. And that's just to show that it's not all rainbows and unicorns and success, that especially as entrepreneurs, you go through the ups and you go through the downs. And, you think about life is hard. Like everything in life is hard. Like getting in shape is hard. Being out of shape is hard. You get to choose which option of that you want. Working a 9-to-5 job and having your time dictated to you is hard.
Having no control over that.
That is hard, but also so is starting a business and controlling your own time, but also making sure that your
bills get paid.
Yeah, all those things. That's also hard. Everything in life is hard. So you get to choose which version of hard you want. And I do think that we've chosen a hard upfront version. It's very hard in the beginning. I think it continues to be hard as we take this journey, but I think I wouldn't do it any other way.
Agreed.
I think our relationships with members of our community and also our nieces and nephews was deepened this year. Yeah. And I thought that was really cool, being able to, we traveled quite a bit this year.
Yeah, we were on an epic adventure this year.
And we were able to spend time kind of everywhere where the nieces and nephews were. So we spent a lot of time not a lot, but
less than usual.
Yeah, less than usual, but more than other places still. Spent that time in PEI and really got to spend some time with
there.
Nate and Jake, and then going to Lily's sports and stuff like that also with Nate and Jake's, and then being in Ontario and seeing Teddy in his soccer, and that was
getting his
autograph, and then obviously in Spruce Grove with Elizabeth. So that was all really fun.
We closed a business this year, and that's a huge win because it was a bit of a distraction.
Yeah,
it wasn't filling our cup.
Yep, that was a business that it didn't align for us. It wasn't something that we needed to keep doing. So closed that, and it was we'll call it not a resounding success. It was time for that to go, and so that was a win. We took my first cruise.
My first cruise too.
That was fun. We also were on a yacht, a book launch.
That's right. Award-winning speaker, no big deal.
Yeah, I'm going to get to a lesson. Not award-winning speaker, but that's, I think we told that story on the podcast.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We must have.
Yeah, so it's one of the past episodes.
We'll link to it for sure.
Yeah. More wins?
114 straight episodes of this podcast. No big deal. Check.
Anything else?
We spoke at 3 in-person events and 2 virtual events so far this year.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I'm really enjoying that, actually. I think we're really hitting our stride there, too.
I think we really honed in on our voice, to your point there. I think in person and online, not just speaking, but writing, social media, all the things. I think it was a lesson we found last year was really find your voice and honing in on that. I think we've deepened that and gone further with it.
And I think it hits for people. Like, that's the win, right?
Well, I think we've just really unlocked the part of us that really was hung up on what everybody thought of us and that we had to be for everyone and caring what everyone thought. And the truth of the matter is that not everyone's going to like you anyway, so why bother trying that? Like, trying to make everyone happy, you make no one happy. So just focus on the people that are for you. And I think doubling down on that and honing in on that has really been helpful for them.
Yeah, I know it's a huge win this year. Yeah. We were also got to volunteer and be part of a world record-setting toy drive charity event.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That was Recency Bias at Play. Be damned. That was still a really cool event weeks ago.
It's one of the highlights of the year, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Seeing those kids' faces as they run onto a professional soccer field, where the pros play, and they get to be on that field and then gather as many toys as they possibly can to have a Christmas.
Yeah. How many toys they can carry.
Yeah.
And then,
how many I can carry, having long arms. I was taking tons of toys out, and it was super fun hearing kids run onto the field and be like, best Christmas ever. That stays with you. That was pretty cool.
That was a big highlight of the year for sure.
For sure. Yeah, that was fun.
We scratched 2 more countries off the map this year.
Scratched a couple countries, a few states. Yeah. Yeah, it was a big year for the map, for sure.
Anything else for you?
Nope.
All right. So we change gears now?
So all of that cool stuff and, some of the flops and the things that we, didn't necessarily go well, but we're framing them as wins and celebrations. We take from those things lessons. So what's the lesson?
My first lesson is we're really good at what we do.
We are really good at what we do.
Like, our approach works, making this really heavy topic and this heavy piece light and enjoyable for people.
And, I'm amazed when someone will actually double down and do the work, how quickly it actually shifts.
100%. Yeah.
It doesn't take as long as people would like to believe.
Yeah. Correct.
Like, it was literally
within a couple months,
couple conversations,
you see a big shift.
A few conversations, and people are very drastically in a different place.
Another, I guess, sub bullet of this one is I also didn't really realize what a big piece the accountability part is when you're making this shift. And so meeting with couples every week, I think, really holds people accountable to their behavior.
To what they're doing in the week while you're not there.
Yeah. And that helps make the shift faster, for sure.
I agree.
When you're meeting only every other week or every couple of weeks, then kind of some of the details, what happens in between the sessions gets a bit lost. But when you're meeting, say, every Tuesday or every Wednesday or every Thursday, then people remember the details and they're held more accountable because, I'm going to have to talk about this on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That was my first lesson. What was yours?
Speak from the heart. It goes a little to our voice and how we're honing that. We had that we alluded to that speaking competition.
Yeah.
A competition, and I'm competitive. I want to win. And we talked about this in an episode, but basically I want to win. How am I going to stand out different from everyone else? It's like, not speak from the heart. I'm going to create a poem. Have I ever written a poem? No. I'm going to recite this poem. Have I ever recited a poem? No. And in order to do that, you need to memorize said poem. Have I ever memorized a poem? No. And I have 48 hours to do so. So I come up with this poem. I thought I memorized this poem. I recite this poem, sort of, because I didn't really memorize it. So I didn't really recite it. So I get on the stage and I forget four lines in. I'm like, what was the next line? And then you vamp for a couple minutes.
Your vamp was awesome.
Yeah, you got to figure it out at that point. You're up there and you're like, oh, it's blanked out. And it's like, oh, well, okay, here we are.
Also, worst nightmare come true. You didn't die.
You don't die. So it's a blessing in disguise. When you get on stage, your biggest fear is literally forgetting your words. Like I was living most people's nightmare. And literally most people would rather die than get on a stage in front of people and have that happen. So literally most people's worst nightmare, experienced, 2025, hand up, did it. And here I am. So
here to tell the story.
And if you can take anything from it, just take that you will not die and you will be fine. And in fact, you will take a lesson from it that, you know what, maybe poems and reciting, like, why didn't I just speak from the heart? Like, just speak from your heart. And so that's a big lesson pulling into 2026 is, you know what,
from now on,
we'll just speak from the heart rather than try to create something that
isn't really you.
Isn't really me.
That's fair. That's a good one.
Go ahead. Next one.
The next is we learned who our fuck yes people are. And if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no.
That's it. You know, you've got your people and, you know, in this world, you want to find your fuck yes people. And that's a big lesson. And if you can take anything from this episode, it's find your fuck yes people.
Yeah.
And we definitely have found some of ours. And let's show some of them out. There are fuck yes people.
Interestingly, like we discovered this lesson more recently when we were getting a few people to read our book ahead of time so that they gave us testimonials. And we asked one person and they came back with it like, well, when do you need it? How long is it? You know, a bunch of questions. And you said, I'm looking for fuck yes people. And then
if this person isn't in, like if they need to ask all these questions, then maybe they're not the right fit.
And the very next person who got back to us, said, fuck yes.
Literally within an hour of me saying, if they're not fuck yes, I'm not sure that they're the right fit.
And then Jamie Montana came back with fuck yes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
a great friends of ours, Jamie and Rocco, they were on the podcast.
Episode 105.
They were the first guests we brought on this year. And there's a reason. And it's because there are fuck yes people. So go check out that episode. And when you do, go jump into their world. Go follow them on social media. Go check them out. They are amazing human beings doing amazing things in Denver in real estate area with real estate and
construction and ranch to table beef.
So just go check them out. They're the most amazing people and they're fuck yes people. I underestimated, I think I always kind of knew this, but it was really put to the test this year, just in various ways. Resilience and resourcefulness are superpowers, especially as entrepreneurs. There are things that happen in your life. You just have to figure out how to get it done. And I think we've done a really great job of that over the last couple of years of being super resilient and super resourceful with getting stuff done and figuring out how to move the business forward and to move life forward. And, you know, it's not, as entrepreneurs, we know that it is chaos. Like it's chaos. And I think we've done a really good job of navigating that with resilience and resourcefulness. You really can't be successful without them. I'm convinced of that.
I couldn't agree more. And it's definitely a lesson that was solidified in 2025.
And I think you have to develop those skills. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to learn those lessons. You have to learn them through testing.
Correct. And that's why if you can identify those lessons and adopt those behaviors quickly, maybe the universe doesn't continue to beat you over the head with the need to be resilient and resourceful. My next lesson is not everyone and everything is as it/they seem. And I think we've learned that a couple of times, but it wasn't a big lesson I've taken out of any year until this year. And there definitely are just some things and some people that are not as they appear.
You see it on social media where everything seems the way it is, the way they've portrayed it. And then behind the scenes, you meet them and you get up close and personal and it's like, okay.
Not what I expect.
Different. Okay, cool. Noted.
So just
similar to that, a lesson I took is that empathy and integrity are not values for everybody.
Correct.
As much as they are values for us, something that we hold dear, that we look for in others, I have found lately that
we have integrity and empathy recession a little bit.
Others do not have such values all the time, and somewhat disappointing. It is what it is, and we move forward knowing that.
And releasing people from the expectations you have. Like when someone tells you or shows you who they are, believe them. And it might be disappointing, it might be sad sometimes, but you can't change them for you. You can't change them for them. They have to change themselves, and if they're not, it's not a value for them.
It sucks in the moment, especially if they're people that you thought, you'd go through life and do this journey with. But if for whatever reason they decide or can't meet you where you are, or you can't be where they are, then it just is what it is. And not every relationship and not every person is forever.
Yeah.
And that's
some are for a season, some are for a reason.
And some are for a lifetime. And not everyone's for a lifetime.
My last big lesson from 2025 is to prioritize me, to trust my intuition, and to hold my boundaries. This year, with more than any other year, I have held boundaries like I've never held boundaries before. And it's uncomfortable as fuck, but it's made me feel pretty good about myself.
Nailed it. In today's day and age with AI and online, relationships are more important than ever.
Yeah.
I think
Lean into
relationships. The human experience, the human condition is going to be more important than it's ever been.
So prioritize yourself, prioritize your relationships, lean into your relationships, and create experiences together. Go on adventures, do the retreat, go on the trip, hike the mountain together. So if you haven't done this exercise, and we recommend doing it together, finding all your wins and then pulling out your lessons, it'll really set you up for success in the new year. And next week, we'll actually talk about how we set ourselves up for success for the new year. This was kind of step one, the reflection part. Step two is the looking forward part. So we'll do that next week with you guys.
So take your lessons from 2025, take them into 2026, but also celebrate all the great stuff that you got up to in 2025.
Make a giant list of all the wins.
Because I promise you, as you start to really, really dive deep into your year, you're going to find more than you realized.
Yeah. Go through your pictures on your phone. Go through your calendar, whatever will remind you of what happened 10 months ago.
And just write the things down, because this is the smallest thing. Like just whatever comes to mind, write it down and really take note of all of the wins and the celebrations that you have, because I promise you there's more than you realize now.
And share them with us. We'd love to celebrate your wins with you too. So email them to us, send them to us on social media. I don't know, find a way, carrier pigeon, whatever. But share them, because when you share your wins, it makes them more real, it makes the momentum bigger, and it makes you more able to knock through any obstacle coming your way. So build your momentum, share your wins. We love you.
Speaking of wins, we're going to go watch the Niners win on Monday Night Football. Colts are going down. Love you more.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Road of Life podcast. Remember, your business will only grow as strong as your marriage does.
So what's one action you're going to take this week to put something you learned in this episode into practice? Because we love a good chit chat as much as the next person does. But without action, stay where you are.
If you want to turn your marriage into the engine that drives your business forward, instead of the brakes keeping it stuck, book a free marriage and business strategy session with us at 200percentmarriage.com/strategy call.
We'll see you next week.
Road up.